Welcome to another episode of On the Go Movie Reviews, where we talk about movies on the way home from the cinema. Tonight we went to see It Chapter 2. So that is, I assume, part 2 of Stephen King's It novel. If you haven't seen the trailer, here it is.
Something happens to you when you leave this town. The farther away, the hazier it all gets. But me, I never left. I remember all of it.
To the losers.
We made an oath.
Swear? If it isn't dead, if it ever comes back, we'll come back to.
We didn't stop it.
Pennywise.
The clown. We can't let it happen again.
Hello?
Kid!
Hello?
Kid! Hello. Please.
For 27 years, I dreamt of you. I craved you. I've missed you.
We need to finish it. For good.
I've seen all of us die. It consumes us from the inside until we don't have a choice anymore.
You lied. And I died. You lied! And I died!
You want to start or should I?
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Because I know where this is exactly where this is going to go. So yeah.
I was horribly disappointed.
I didn't have any expectations, so to be honest, I was just like, yep, this is about as awful as I expected. So I just wanna point out first of all that I went into this film not realizing it was like 2.5 hours long. We literally turned up at the cinema and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go to the toilet, and Josh went, oh yeah, you better, because this is like a 2-hour movie, and I was like,
It's 2.5 hours.
oh wait, what?
And you feel every second. Like, Avengers Endgame is half an hour longer.
It's like 3 hours, yeah, and
And you
it
don't
doesn't
feel
feel
it
like
at
it.
all.
No, not at all.
But this movie is just, oh boy.
Yep, it's long. It's long.
As long as it's not scary. Ever.
Oh god, the
Not even slightly.
just the jump scares were just awful. So predictable. Oh.
Okay,
god.
I think. Okay, I'm gonna say, like, I think that there's a major conceptual issue with the
Okay.
movie, which is, I think when people think of it, all of the bits that they remember
Creepy clown in the sewer with the balloon.
are the first half.
Yeah.
Are the first half of the book. That's
yeah,
the stuff
yeah,
that people
that's
remember.
the stuff that people remember.
And I think that's one of the reasons why the first movie was so successful. Like, I'll even admit that although I didn't enjoy Pennywise, I did enjoy the first movie.
I don't actually remember it, so I can't say I did. And to be fair though, we came out this film and I heard people around us going, "Oh yeah, that was like mint, mate. That was well wicked. Yeah, that was great. Yeah." And I was like, "Oh god, oh god."
Because they're normal people, and normal people.
No offense to people who talk like that, but that was just my impression of what I overheard. Yeah, I was just like, oh, so I think that from regular perception, I think people are still going to probably enjoy this, and it will still probably be a successful movie. But from a critic's perception, it was pretty bad.
It's slavishly faithful to the book.
I see. I don't really know much about the book. I haven't read it. I really should, because the books are going to be way better, and horror is a good genre for books.
I don't think that the book would necessarily be better.
I think you get more of an insight.
Because there's no giant space turtle.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone wants a giant space turtle.
Oh, I like the little reference. At least I think it was a reference.
tortoise
There was like
on
a tortoise on
Yeah, it was a tortoise.
I was like, is that a reference?
If that was meant to be a reference, that was a tortoise, not a turtle. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, I know. But
I mean, I did still really enjoy all the actors.
okay, let's
love
do
James McAvoy.
Let's do
anyway.
some positives.
Yeah,
Let's do some positives.
yeah,
I
so
agree. The acting is amazing.
The acting was really good. I did really like, McAvoy, great. I don't know the names of anybody else, but they're all great.
I'll go through it in a second.
Yeah, you do that. Okay, go on. You go through that.
Well, first of all, I want to say that whoever did the casting for this movie deserves
Oh,
all the praise.
my God, yeah.
Because all of the adult actors
Look
are like the spitting image of all
Yeah.
the child actors.
Other than Ben.
Other than Ben, but that's kind of the point.
That's,
the point
the
is
idea
they turn
is
from
that,
a
hey,
little
look,
tubby kid into
he's
this
got abs.
into this hunky man.
Who kind of looks a bit like Benedict Cumberbatch when he's being Doctor Strange.
He did have a
He
very,
had
yeah, I
yeah.
saw that as
I was
well.
like, oh, hello.
Yeah, so
yeah.
James McAvoy is good because he's a
Amazing.
terrific actor.
Oh God, he's just so great. I actually forgot that in the first one he had a stammer, and then he does it, and I was like, oh yeah, but he does it really well, and he's just so good. It makes me want to go back and watch the one before Glass. Split. It makes me want to go and watch that because, like, in that, his acting was just superb, and he's always consistent, and I like that. I appreciate that. And he's actually one of the reasons why I said I'd go see this, because I wasn't very sold on it, but I thought, oh, it's got McAvoy in it, why not?
Jessica Chastain I thought was good as adult Beverly.
Yeah, again, I recognised her face so bad, and
Well,
I just was like, I don't know what I know you from.
You probably recognise her from the last James McAvoy movie we saw, which was X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Oh, yes. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Amongst other things that she's been in. But I
Anyway.
thought she was good in this.
Yeah.
She gets her and McAvoy have to do a lot of the emotional kind of stuff.
Mm.
But the real standout for me was Bill Hader.
The guy with glasses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I really like Bill Hader normally. I
He's
think
great.
he's really funny.
Yeah, he's really funny, and he just did so well in this film.
I would watch a whole movie of him and the guy who played
Eddie.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I really liked that little. I won't spoil it. That little thing that they
Their
kinda
little
had.
double act.
Yeah, that little
They're, like, making fun of each other.
comedy double act. It just it worked so well, and it just felt like it felt quite real in that sense.
It's when they pair up at the end,
Mm.
and we'll save it for
Yeah,
spoilers later.
they pair up.
But
yeah.
like when they were doing that, I was like, my God, I would watch a whole Scooby-Doo style
Yeah,
movie.
let's split up and search for clues, which, for the record, does happen in this film. They're like, we need to split up, and I was like, no, that's a bad idea. They even say in the film, no, this is a bad idea, and I was like, that is a bad idea. Good, go with that person that said it's a bad idea, but they do it anyway.
Yeah.
What? Did you never watch Scooby-Doo? Seriously, it's a bad idea.
Who else do we have? We have the guy who played Ben was fine.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
They don't. I
Ben
think
is a very one-note character.
the
in
other
this.
characters didn't really have a lot to do. So I mean, those ones were the standout ones for me. Those four.
Yeah. And then you
Um,
get Mike, who's not a character.
No, he is
He
more
is
like
a plot
he's like the
device.
Threshold Guardian.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to die 3/4 of the way through the film, because obviously, that's generally what happens to Threshold Guardians. Or they survive, but I thought he was going to die, and then he doesn't.
Yeah, he's just not a character in this.
No,
Yeah,
he's
weird.
not. And it's really bad. I don't actually remember some of them from the first movie. I was like, I don't remember you in the first movie. He was one of them. The other guy who... Why is it spoiled? It's right at the beginning.
It's
Stanley was the other one I didn't remember.
yeah.
Yeah. The writing, I thought the writing was, like, in terms of the the actual speech was quite good. Like the emotional moments felt quite emotional, but the rest of it just
See, this is what I like. This is when I was engaged. This is when I was enjoying it. I liked the character work. I liked it when
Yeah.
they were
yeah,
like,
that's literally all
when they
the
were
character
interacting
stuff.
with each other, when they were coming back together and being like, oh, how
I could
our
have
lives
watched a
have
movie of
changed.
that, to be honest.
Yeah, I was like, this is great. And then Pennywise shows up, and the whole thing just goes
The
down
whole
the
thing
pan.
literally just goes down the drain.
It was written by
Literally.
Gary Doberman, or Dauberman.
I was
Can't
gonna
remember
say
how you say that name. Who is the guy who wrote the Annabelle trilogy?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, I don't understand how he could write something as good as Annabelle and then write something as awful as this. But the character work, as you say, is
Well, that's
very
the thing.
good.
His writing for the
Yeah.
character work is great.
Is fantastic. I like the idea that Bill has become a writer and he's just sat there in front of a blank page, and then someone comes in and he's pretending to write, and it's like, oh yes.
I thought that was interesting because it was like, hey, look, it's a metaphorical Stephen King.
Yeah.
And then, like, an hour in, you go, oh, look, it's literal Stephen
Yeah.
King.
One thing I actually wrote down in my notes, which so many notes because it was such a long film, so many issues. How are like 50% plus actually? After I wrote this, that more of them turned up and they were super successful. How are so many of them successful? Like super successful. They all have fancy ass houses. They're all like rich. And they've all got really good jobs.
Even Beverly, who lives like the sad sack life, is
Yeah.
still like. Apparently, she has a fashion line. I was like, oh, okay.
What? I didn't even know that.
Because she's married to some super guy who's an
It was
arsehole.
horrible. Yeah. And I was just like, how? Like, this is not, this percentage of you who grew up in a tiny town,
Yeah.
that's not likely at all.
What really struck me about this one is that, to me, the city of Derry seemed... I think it's because because it's such a long movie, we spend so much time with just these
mean,
6 characters.
I don't feel like we really spent a lot of time in the town.
Yeah, that the town itself just feels small. It feels
Yeah.
empty and desolate. I don't feel like
I don't feel like there are people
actions-
in there. It's not, it doesn't feel like a town. It just
There's-
feels like
there's
they are
one kid.
Yeah.
There's one other little boy
Yeah.
who, like, I just don't feel like Pennywise isn't a threat to anyone else other than these 6
Well,
people.
that's the thing, because, like, they say, like, oh, most of the kids have already gone missing, and I'm like, well, why didn't you get together sooner? And then, why is he taking, like,
Why are these
adults?
why are these the only ones doing anything
Because he's,
about
like,
it?
killing adults as well, and I was like the beginning, which, for the record, I thought was absolutely awful. You basically you have just murdered a guy because he's gay. That's...
It's a hate crime, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, this is... Wow, okay, this is a really extreme start to the movie. Like, it just kind of throws you in, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm already not enjoying this. This is unpleasant to watch. Like, I don't want to see this.
It's typical
you
of
know?
horror movies to start with, like...
Yeah, with
you
like
start with, you start with
introduce
the monster doing
although,
something.
yeah.
But it doesn't introduce the monster.
No.
It introduces the fact that the people of Derry are
Are
maybe horrible
arseholes.
people who maybe
Yeah.
don't deserve this.
Small town,
Yeah.
you know,
Maybe they
people
deserve,
who
like, bigots.
don't understand. So yeah, I was just a bit like, oh god, this is really horrible. I kind of don't want to watch this. And I think that set me off on a bad foot. Because then for the rest of the film, I was just like, eh.
It's I'm pretty sure I can do this without spoilers.
Okay.
But the big problem for me is the structure. I had no problem with Act 1. I thought Act 1 was maybe a little bit slow, like in the terms
it
of
was very
you have
slow.
to see where all the characters are because
Oh,
there's
it
a
was
lot of characters.
so slow.
And then you have to bring them all to the town, and then they all have to meet up again and slowly regain their memories.
But then I enjoyed that bit.
yeah,
That bit was
yes,
good.
Act
yeah.
1. But Act 2 is where I had the problem.
It just
Because nobody, like, the whole point of Act 2 is they each have to go off and get an artifact on their own. But because they're doing it individually, and it's about them remembering something from the past,
it's literally just a series of scenes.
of these, like, set pieces.
Yeah.
No characters really ultimately learn anything.
No, there's no
or
development.
do anything. They don't interact with each other.
No.
I mean, I guess you get to know a little bit extra from, like, the last
It
movie,
felt to me like it was like, here's a series of flashbacks and here's a series of scary moments. Well, scary
But
in,
sometimes-
in inverted
but
commas.
sometimes the scary moments happen to the adults. Sometimes the scary moments happen to
Happen
the
to kids,
children.
yeah,
Because
the
Ben's one is
flashbacks.
entirely set in a flashback.
Yeah.
Whereas like Beverly's one is entirely her.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I was just kind of like, what? Like nothing is really like, other than them getting the artifacts, nothing is progressing.
No.
And they did like the first one, which I think Beverly goes first.
I don't remember.
And,
That was a
like-
long time. That was a good few hours
Yeah,
ago.
So Beverly's one goes first, and it's ultimately not that scary because it's a big CGI.
Oh
monster,
no,
which
actually that is in the trailer. The
kind of gonna do it. Like creepy old lady. I was like,
yeah,
oh, this
creepy old
isn't
lady,
too bad. And
yeah.
then giant CGI monster. I was just like,
yeah, the
don't
CGI
care.
in this is awful.
And then like and then like so like that happened, and it was they took their time with it, which in one way, you know, you're like, oh well, you know, I'm glad that you slowed the pace down, but at the same time I'm like, no,
There was
we
so
have
much.
to do this
There
for
was
the next 6
so-
characters.
So much you could have cut out for that.
This
and
one
I
really
just felt,
needed
yeah.
another edit.
I felt like the film was trying too hard. Like
the ending goes on
it was
forever.
trying too hard to be scary, and it wasn't scary.
That is
It
true.
was trying too hard to be like atmospheric, and it wasn't atmospheric. It was trying too hard to replicate other movies. I got serious thingies of Carrie. There was actually a literal line from The Shining. It just, yeah.
There were a few there were a few others as well. Oh damn it! I remember noting them at the time.
Yeah, it tried way too hard.
Like the fairground, for example, reminded me of Us.
Yeah, there was a sort of like a almost like a jigsaw-esque moment, or like a
Ooh, which bit are you referring to?
where Eddie's mum in the past.
Oh!
Yeah, and I not jigsaw saw, but like
There's a scene in Saw 1. Which it
no,
reminds me
what's
of.
the other one? The collector.
Oh!
In like a collectory, yeah, and I just, oh yeah, just it tried too hard. Actually, one thing I've written down, which I just want to point out, when the little girl, I don't know if it's in the trailer, but I'm not going to spoil it. Little girl goes under the baseball stands. All I could think of was X-Men Evolution.
That's the very first episode where
Yeah.
Toad is stealing money from all the
Yeah.
wallets, and then he gets beaten up by the bullies, and then Cyclops saves him.
Yeah.
Man, that was a great pull. Well done.
Yeah, I was just
That
like,
was-
oh, and then I was like, oh no, not watching that. That's a shame.
That is some nerd cred.
Yeah.
We should talk about Pennywise.
Before we
Wait.
do that, I just want to say that like there was, I still thought it was trying too hard, so I have some more points about it trying
Okay,
too
yeah,
hard.
yeah, go.
There was too much explanatory dialogue.
Oh, yes.
We didn't need that much. Oh my god, stop explaining. Can we just do the movie? This is a really convoluted plot. It doesn't need to be this convoluted. Too much 90s vibe. Like the music, like there's a moment where Billy is outside a shop and it plays like 90s horror music. Like he's looking in the window and I was like, why is it playing this? This is weird.
Did you
And
like the very
obviously-
specific, like 5-second snippet of Angel of the Morning?
I don't even remember that.
I'll
Uh,
do it in spoilers.
And yeah, the really bad CGI we said about that. Should we spoiler?
Wait, I want to say
No.
one more thing that I
Okay.
did like.
Yep.
I think that the movie looks nice. I think that it looks very stylish. Like a lot of like the sets and
Sure.
stuff, and I just thought that it looked
I thought it was
funky.
kind of bland.
And there were some visuals, especially towards the end, with people flying into different locations, where I was like, that's fun.
I don't know. I didn't really like it, to be honest. I didn't really like the direction in this film. I just thought it was either too much going on or too little.
I think another pass of the editor would have
Yeah,
helped it a lot, especially the ending, which goes on for bloody ever.
it does. Yeah, like I stopped writing because I thought we were at the end, and then it went on for like another 45 minutes. And I was like, oh, why are we not finished yet?
I'm going to bring back my new favorite segment, which is spoiler-free summary.
Okay, go on then. Spoiler-free
Um,
summary.
It's just long and not very scary. It's too slavish to the source material in a way that if the first movie hadn't been so successful, that they probably would have been more constrained with this one to be like, oh no, we're not going to spend that much money. We're gonna think more about what we're doing. We're going to adapt it to a more more cinematic
Concise.
concise style. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say I thought it was too slow. I thought it was a bit too convoluted. I think that it will be popular because people will go see it because they like it, and people are scared of like clowns, and a lot of the stuff in it people find quite terrifying or grotesque. And in that sense, I thought it worked quite well. It was a good comedy for me. I thought it was quite funny. I was the only person laughing in the cinema. Sorry, everyone in the cinema. And the characters are good. I did like the characters. I would probably not. I would probably suggest to someone not to see it in the cinema because I just wouldn't. I would wait till it's out on Netflix.
Wait, so that you can pause it and like go get a drink.
Or Prime or something. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a long haul slog.
Slog is the right word for it.
Yeah. So that's my summary.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Can I go first with some spoilers?
Yep. You should put up a little flashy thing on the screen. Which is
Oh,
spoiler alert.
I
Spoiler alert.
am
Spoiler
not
alert.
gonna do that.
Should.
That's too much work for me.
Can
Okay.
in fact, can I just say one thing before you?
Go.
I just want the first spoiler
Go
here.
on, then you can have the first spoiler.
The best line, and I actually can't say the full line because it has swearing in it.
Oh no.
You can bleep me out if you like.
Okay.
Oh, the fucking clown. I don't remember where in the movie that is. I assume near the beginning. Between the Chinese and the
I love that scene in the Chinese.
fortune cookie. Oh, it was in the Chinese scene. So obviously where they remember.
Oh, and he just remembers
And he
Pennywise.
goes, oh, the fucking clown.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. I just wrote that down. So, yeah, okay. You go ahead.
My favorite scene was when it's Bill Hader and the other guy, Eddie guy, and they open the door and it's like a little dog.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
If that hadn't,
It's like a little Pomeranian.
I would love that. I thought that bit was great, and I would have loved it even more if they just closed the door and it hadn't mutated
it hadn't
into
mutated.
some dumb CGI
Yeah,
thing.
if they were like, sit, and it sat down, they were like, cool, and just closed the door. That would have been great.
I was just like, oh, I thought we were gonna
Or
have a
ran
moment where
past it or
they've like
something.
learned from what Pennywise is, but
Yeah.
no, because
No.
jump scares. My
Okay, yeah, go on then.
My big spoiler is, as I pointed out, we spend a lot of time with none of the characters really progressing in the middle so that they can all get these artifacts.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time, like the whole of Act 2 is dedicated to none of the characters progressing really in any way or having any really meaningful interactions.
Yeah.
So that they can get these artifacts, which then they don't actually need. They don't need the artifacts.
I mean, they use them,
Yeah,
but it
it's,
doesn't actually come
yeah,
to anything.
Because Mike lied about something, which whatever.
If it's done correctly, it will kill you, but nobody ever managed to do it correctly the last time. Nobody's ever done it right, the ritual right, and the last time people died.
Oh,
But
okay.
he didn't tell them that, and he scratched it out on the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because he's like, they just need to believe, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so they spend all the time getting these artifacts, but then they don't need them because they're worthless.
Yep.
And they just need to believe, and then they just bully Pennywise into.
Yeah,
not
I thought that
existing.
bit was weird when they just basically bully him, and I was like, that's not. You shouldn't end this by him being.
Well, the first movie ends
Bullied
with them all in a
himself.
circle hitting him with baseball bats,
Oh God, yeah.
which is kind of just bullying. And then in this one, they just bully him
they
again.
they bully him just with a instead of physically, they bully him with words.
So like if somebody's
Yeah.
picking on you and bullying you, you should instead gang up with all your friends and bully them back.
Yeah, that's totally what you should do. Don't do that, kids. Don't do that.
Also, I love the idea that you've got this intergalactic eater of worlds, and they're just going, "You're a clown."
You're a clown,
And then he's
yeah.
like, "Oh, my feelings."
See, I was like, at least somebody. I feel like somebody should have at least said nobody likes clowns anymore anyway, because at least that's got some purchase to it. I can't actually see my writing now because we're driving somewhere dark. But one of the things that I did write about was what the hell was up with the naked CGI boob monster thing. What? Why? What? Why? And why was the CGI so bad? It looked like it was from like 20 years ago.
Just Pennywise in general.
Just all of his scenes were rubbish.
I got mildly excited when they started doing all this stuff about how, like, oh, Pennywise was joined in the circus. Here's, like, the bloke that he's, like, that the alien monster or whatever is pretending to be. Or, you know, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, cool, we're gonna
Nope.
maybe, yeah,
No.
no. In this one, he's got this really long tongue and he's licking
There's
something.
there's a lot
So
of
many children get killed in this movie.
Yeah, like the little kid in the trailer. So obviously spoilers, so you know this anyway. The little kid, I was like, oh cool, like he's gonna like what's gonna happen is McAvoy is gonna save him because he couldn't save his brother, and it's all gonna be great. He gets into the weird mirror hall thing. He runs into the window, the glass window, which that moment just made me laugh so hard
Comedy gold.
for so long, and I just had to put my hand over my face and try and stop laughing because I think I was upsetting everybody else. Just full on runs into it, face first.
That's acting.
It is. He is a proper actor.
He's an actor.
And then the kid just gets eaten, and I was like, oh, but right, okay, that's what we're gonna do then.
The one that got me
Sure.
as well was the little girl at the
Yep.
beginning, because I thought that she was like either
She
gonna
was
be
kind of like understanding him, and he was gonna understand her a bit more.
well, I thought either she's gonna be like smart and like not do this,
And
and it's
just
gonna show
leave.
that children have changed,
Yeah.
or she was like, or he was gonna try and attack her but not be powerful enough.
Yeah.
But no, he just
Because she wasn't scared of him.
yeah, but no, he just eats her.
Eats her face.
And it has
yeah.
no repercussions.
Nope.
There's no police. There's
Nope.
no investigation.
Nope.
It doesn't do anything for the plot.
Yeah.
Speaking of the plot not doing anything,
it happens so often.
they bring back the character of Henry Bauer,
Oh yeah.
the bully from the
I
first
had
one,
actually
who
forgotten about
I
that.
thought he had just died.
Yeah.
But they
why?
bring him back so that he can do basically nothing.
Because what? Oh no, he drives off and then he does in the end. They, the scene at the beginning, well I say at the beginning, about like half an hour in, when they come to where Mike is living. Billy comes to where Mike is
The
living.
library.
Yeah, in the library, and it kind of does a slow pan over like an old axe, like a proper, you know, an
Yeah.
old what's it called? It had
They're like
it's got a
the
specific name.
tomahawks.
Yeah, tomahawk, and I was like, gonna use that, and they do. I was like, yeah, that's gonna be important later.
Also,
It is. It's important because it kills what's his face, who isn't important.
Henry Bauer.
Although I do like the fact that his character leads. Oh God, what's his name? Eddie to be stabbed like in the face.
Oh,
So that bit happens, which then causes
my favorite line in the movie.
Yeah, the best, probably actually better than
which
the
is,
old
you
fucking
stabbed
clown.
Henry Bauer
You
with a
stabbed
knife
him.
you pulled from your own
Yeah,
face.
you stabbed him with a knife that you pulled from your face, and you married a woman who is like 10 times the
Your
weight
body
of your
mass.
body mass. He's like, yes! And I just thought that was a really nice moment to have, but it's just unfortunate that we had to, you know, slog through everything else just to get that one line.
I think the Henry Bauer character is like my prime example for
Just don't
how
understand
slavish
why-
it is to the source
yeah,
material.
why-
Because he's in the source material, so he's
Oh.
like part of the story.
But they just
But
didn't need it in
it
this.
doesn't fit. It doesn't
No.
work. He even has like his old best friend like drives his car around, like
Yeah,
drives him
there's
around.
like a zombie thing, which seems to happen a lot. One thing I actually
What happens to that character? Just disappears.
One thing I kind of don't get, and it happens, I've said it before for another film, I don't understand why people write movies the same way they write a book, because it doesn't work. The act structure is different. You can't put as much information in a movie as you can in a book and make it work. You know, like in a book you can put so many different things with different characters and you can explain a lot more, and in movies you just need to cut it down, and that's why movies are never the same as, you know, they're never, unless you're watching like Lord of the Rings, it's never gonna be the same. And I don't understand why they've started doing this weird thing where they start writing movies like the book, exactly like the book, in the same act structure.
Because it's an IP, it's somebody like, you know,
But
the
it
fans of the
doesn't-
whatever will want
It
to
doesn't
see
work, and this is a prime example of it not working. And actually, you know, I mean, I'd love to speak to somebody who enjoys Stephen King's books and say, I know this is accurate, but did you actually enjoy this movie? Because I don't think... I don't see how they would, because it's just not good.
It's like maybe in the book you get to see inside Mike's head, for example. Maybe you get to see a bit of his narration or something.
Yeah.
But in the movie you don't have that.
No.
So he's just a blank slate.
And for all the explanatory dialogue, there's actually not a lot of explanatory dialogue around the important things, like the ritual that they want to do.
Yeah, so much of the movie is dedicated to that ritual, which then doesn't work.
Which doesn't work.
Just stab him.
And then they end up just bullying him, yeah, like we said.
I
don't know.
was relatively happy that Pennywise turns into a giant CGI spider.
Oh yeah,
monster
when
at
that
the
happened, I was like, "Hey, look, babe."
I was like, yeah, at least they did the giant spidery bit.
I've just been able to see another thing that I wrote. I just want to go back to the part at the fair where McAvoy goes to the fair. So he buys his old bike. He has a car.
Yeah.
Why the hell does he go, I need to get there really fast? Ding, ding! Cycle! I'm gonna cycle! I'm gonna cycle! Where you could just go, oh, I need to get there really fast. And I'm gone.
Where
You know,
does he leave
be
his
there
car
in
as
2
well?
minutes.
Because like he arrives at that shop, he's like walking around on foot,
Yeah.
and then he gets the bike, and then he uses the bike for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. He has a car.
Where's
we
your
know he
car,
has a
dude?
car. We've seen his car. Why does he not use it? It would be so much quicker, and I just thought that was really silly. Yeah. That annoyed me. What the hell does that say? Mirror scene. Oh, that was what made me laugh. So funny. Oh, that's where I stopped writing, was the mirror scene.
I will say that like in the mirror scene, Pennywise is like smacking his head against the glass.
Yeah.
And then McAvoy's trying to break through the glass. I'm like, both McAvoy and the little boy
I just-
have so much time
Yeah.
to just try and
Just
navigate
go
their way
around.
through the maze.
Like the little boy got there, so he could just go back
Yeah.
round.
Instead of
he
like
could run away.
punching and kicking like this like glass, I'd have been like, hey kid, go back the way you came.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
Or I would just start trying to feel my own way there, because we've got time, because Pennywise is very
Taking
slow.
forever. And we're gonna watch every second. Yay.
I like the bit where in Ben's little memory set piece
Yep.
where Beverly turns into Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah! Oh my god, see there's so much I forgot about because so much happens in that movie.
I was like,
it's
this
so
is
awful.
cool.
Yeah, and she gets like a flaming head and I was like, Ghost Rider,
Then she's
nice.
and like her like skin is like melting and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't really have much to say about
I found
it,
the bit
though.
with
It's like-
with Beverly's dad really weird, because I've never seen a man so aggressively spray perfume.
Yeah, that was quite funny.
I was like, damn, that's
Coming
right.
from, a household which don't use perfume or anything
Yeah.
like that as well, like any kind of sprays.
It's some very forceful perfume spray.
I mean, surely you'd break the bottle. Like, you'd break the little spray mechanism if you're doing it that forcefully. I mean, you must have a finger of steel as well. Yeah.
Also, I call nonsense on Tubby Little Ben building this underground
Oh yeah.
bunker clubhouse base.
Yeah.
I
How
was
the hell
like-
would he move all that wood?
I was like, these
like-
logs are ginormous.
Yeah,
the
like
ones that hold up
logs
the
are
thing.
heavy as well. Like coming from experience, because having to move like animal fencing logs, they are damn heavy. You know.
And he's like what, 12?
Yeah, and tubby and probably unfit. Like
Just digging that little area would
Well,
take.
he said that was already there.
Oh, okay. See, I must have phased out because
Yeah.
I didn't care.
Yeah, I don't. To be honest, I actually don't have a lot more I think to say about this. It's just I didn't really enjoy it. It was too long. The jump scares were awful. The only one actually that got me, that I thought was quite funny. It wasn't even good. It was just funny. Was with the giant statue man thing.
I quite like that giant
And I
statue,
think because
man.
it was
From
like
a
so-
visual perspective, I quite liked it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because it was like a sudden, like, whoa, rather than like, oh, there's gonna be, we've gone silent, jump scare. It was just like, oh, it's not there. I wonder where there it is. and it's like got the bats coming out of its mouth, and it looks really cool. So that one I was a bit like, ooh, you
Someone's
know,
got like a
ooh,
little
that got me, that's
kaiju edge
cool.
to it. I was
Yeah,
like,
a little
oh.
bit.
And he's like running around. It's all like, I like the fact all the people in the background are like swaying.
Yeah, they're like stood still and then they start swaying.
I like that sequence.
Yeah, that's one of the kind of only sequences with Pennywise I think I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest I didn't really care about. It just didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out of things to say.
Yeah, me too. If you have read the books and you've seen the film, let us know what you thought, because I'd be interested to know.
Let us know if there's anything that they didn't put in the fucking movie.
Yeah, let us know if there's anything they didn't put in the movie, because it seems like they put everything in the movie.
Apart from Giant Space Turtle.
Apart from the giant space turtle.
That's all I wanted.
God damn it.
All I wanted was Gamera. That's all I wanted.
Giant space turtle. Yeah. You know, maybe it had the Earth on it like a Terry Pratchett novel. Oh, sorry, that's not Stephen King. Anyway.
How dare you? Stephen King is... I don't know. I was
Nah,
going to say Stephen King's rolling in his grave, but Stephen King's still alive and Terry Pratchett's one who's dead, so...
Yeah. Terry Pratchett is laughing in his grave. Ha ha ha! Anyway,
with all those adaptations of his work.
good old Terry. Anyway, yeah, so I would be interested to know what you thought about the adaptation, having read the book, and whether you enjoyed it or not. Yeah, I'd be interested. Rewatchability rating I'm going to do as well now. So I can't really give it a 0, a 1. I would give it a 1. I wouldn't even put this on in the background.
Because if somebody was like, I want to watch this movie, I'd be like, I'd rather not.
Yeah, I'd be like, nah, you're alright. Or I'd be like, you know what, let's watch a better movie. Like, anything that's not this.
I think the weirdest thing is that I now kind of like, it's kind of had like a knock-on effect for me, for it's like, now, for example, I wouldn't watch It Chapter 1 again.
No, I wouldn't.
I'd just be like, oh, no, I spent enough time in
as well, like,
Derry.
I've been quite interested in watching Pet Sematary, because obviously that's just out on Blu-ray and DVD. And I've kind of been thinking about it, and now I'm a bit like, you know, actually, maybe I don't. Yeah, I don't know, because I remember we watched Cujo, which is, I believe, another one of
It is another Stephen
King's novels, and I thought the adaptation of that was pretty terrible as well. So I'm kind of just losing my interest in Stephen King stuff. It's not.
I like both versions of Carrie.
Yeah, that's the only one that I do. Yeah, I do think it's good. Carrie's good.
Hey, I think it's funny that Stephen
otherwise-
King wrote a book which features a writer who's basically Stephen King who can't do good endings. Ha 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 ha
Ha
ha.
ha ha.
See what we did there.
See what we did there.
It's like when X-Men Apocalypse, they do that scene where they come out of the cinema and they're like, oh, the third one's never as good. And you're like, yeah, too bloody right.
Yeah, because it's not. So yeah, that's. I think that's it.
Yeah, so like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the little bell to stay notified.
Ding ding. Trying something new.
Cool. And don't watch.
Don't go sit. Don't waste your money. Go see something better. I'm sure there's many more better movies in the cinema at the minute.
Wait a week and go see Downton Abbey.
Ooh, yeah, go see Downton Abbey the movie. That's probably way better.